What's good, YouTube? Check this out. Got a couple videos out of the Webster, New York Police Department. For those of you not familiar with Webster, New York, it's a town just outside Rochester. In essence, one of Rochester, New York suburbs. Anyways, the video shows several Webster, New York cops surrounding a man who is exercising his First Amendment right to record. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that incident coming soon on the channel, so stay tuned. But the reason I wanted to make this little video here real quick is to give credit where credit is due. Brighton, New York police officer Ryan Arnold, true professional. Without getting into a long story, a few days ago, I was in a plaza here in Brighton, New York, and there were some delivery trucks blocking the parking lot. So long story short, I tried to maneuver into a very tight parking spot, and sometimes it can get tricky, you know, and accidentally swiped a vehicle, very, very light. I mean, almost you couldn't see it. Even Officer Arnold, said that you could barely see anything on there. But here's the thing, couple of things. Not only do I want to shout out Officer Arnold for being a true professional, and I'll explain why in a minute. I also want to say, as a parent, right, which I am, and who many of you are also, we teach our kids to do the right thing, right? And doing the right thing is being honest. And that's something that I've always instilled in my kids from an early age. Do the right thing and be honest and tell the truth. So the interesting thing about the incident is that when I swiped the card, nobody really was around, right? The car was parked in the parking lot. And I was heading to a store in the plaza. So what happened was I spent about 15-20 minutes looking for the driver, going in and out of different stores, and I couldn't find the owner of the vehicle. So I ended up, a very nice lady, actually had a nail salon in the plaza, gave me a little Post-it note, a pen. She let me use a pen, and I left a little Post-it note sticker on the window of the vehicle, right, the driver's window. Explaining, that I accidentally swiped the vehicle, and I also left my phone number. Another important thing is that I video recorded the vehicle. So if you ever get into a situation like that where you don't know where the driver is, the owner of the vehicle is, and you want to obviously document what happened, take a quick video. It's always smart to take a video just in case. I mean, here I am being honest, but there's some folks who are not honest and would later, could possibly say that the damage was greater than it really was. So I took a video, and the crazy thing is that everybody that I asked, do you know who the owner is? Do you know who the owner is? Everybody pretty much was thanking me for being honest, and they were saying, wow, that's so nice of you that you didn't just take off. And it's just a reminder of the kind of world we live in nowadays, where I'd say a lot of people would just take off, right? They'd look around, they say, oops, I'm out of here, right? And that's something that I would never do, and that's something that I've taught my kids, again, to always be honest. So what happened was, after a while, like I said, I left a note. I waited a little longer, couldn't find the driver, no one came to the car. I said, you know what, I'm going to drive to the Brighton, New York Police Department, which is less than a mile away. Drove there, and that's where I saw Officer Arnold, and I had never met him before. And this is why I'm giving him a shout out. He recognized me. He said, obviously, he knows who I am, and he's seen my videos and seen this channel and whatnot, and my blog, the Davy V blog. But the reason he's a true professional is not only did he treat me courteous and professional, right? He specifically said, we've never met and I don't have an issue with you. And that's very important to me, because there are police officers, there are law enforcement officers in this country who dislike me and have never even met me. They simply dislike me because of what I do, right? And what I stand for and what I'm passionate about, right? Like the First Amendment protected right to record. Being an advocate, right? And a voice for, people who have been mistreated and abused by law enforcement officers, right? And Officer Arnold was just a true professional because he didn't allow the fact of who I am and what I do interfere with the way that he treated me. And he treated me like a true professional, like a police officer should treat a citizen, right? With respect and with professionalism. So thank you, Officer Arnold. Big shout out to you. And I know that Brighton, New York Police Chief Mark Henderson watches my channel. And I just want you to know you got a good one there. And you got a lot of good officers in the Brighton, New York Police Department. But I definitely want to shout out Officer Arnold for that professionalism and just being a true professional again. So again, tell your children, I like taking things like this and basically turning them into a learning experience, right? It's a great lesson, great teachable moment for kids. And again, I even told my kids, it's kind of crazy how people were actually surprised that somebody would not just drive off, right? And again, the damage was very minimal. It was just basically like a rub mark. It was on the bumper, when two rubber parts or plastic just rub against each other. So it was kind of like that. There was no dents or any broken glass, nothing like that. It was very minimal. It was so minimal, like I said, that most people or a lot of folks, would just drive away. And that's something that I would never do, and something that I've always taught my kids, to be honest. So that's about it. And again, shout out to Officer Ryan Arnold from the Brighton, New York Police Department. Peace.